Get to see Tom this week.
I know.
Former teammate, former friend, I'm sure, mentor. How did he make you better when you were in the locker room with him?
I think just watching him and seeing his level of professionalism, his love for the game, his attention to detail, and everything that he brought, to being a quarterback and setting the standard of a quarterback. I think just watching that so young in my career, it's just something that you try to emulate in your own fashion. But yeah. So I think he was very beneficial and still is.
Were there any
Knowing what it takes to.
Jesus, one at a time.
really quick, just on that subject? I guess we love the Wolfpack photos. Those are all the former memories. I don't know if there was something specific that you could share with us. Maybe every former teammate has a Tom story, right? Like, was there a conversation or an interaction or an experience with him that stands out to you?
Well, one day we were like it was during training camp, and everybody's playing like games in the locker room while we are on break, and I was playing, and he like walked into the locker room and was like, "What are you doing? Didn't you just mess up like this in practice?" He's like, "Then you shouldn't be playing." All right. So ever since then, I never played games in the locker room anymore. But that was when I really like saw like full Tom, and then yeah, I thought it was pretty cool though.
Knowing the amount of work and pressure that comes along with being an NFL quarterback, are you kind of in awe that Tom's able to continue to do this at 44?
It's definitely like inspirational for sure. It's no surprise though, like when you know him and then you see all of the behind the scene things that he puts into to getting ready for a game and getting his body ready and his mindset. It's no surprise that he's doing what he's doing. But I mean, what is he? 44? Yeah, and I met him 6 years ago, and he was quote unquote what people thought was old. So no, it's definitely cool to see though.
And what was it like when you first stepped into the Patriots locker room and there's Brady? Were you awestruck in any way? How did he react
Uh,
to you?
I mean, the first time I met him was on my visit there. He like popped into the meeting room during OTAs, um, and that when I first met him, and he like walked in and was like, "Oh, it's hey, I'm Tom." Like, obviously we know who you are, uh, but then then it was just like, all right. Once I got to the team, we obviously knew who each other were. My locker was right next to his, so it was. I think we just like hit it off and became friends.
What do you say to your teammates? This team is a young team. They are excited, but you have a losing record until now. What do you say coming into this game? You knowing Tom personally, Brian Flores knowing Tom personally. What do you say to those young teammates that may be a little excited but unsure of the pressures of this game?
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being excited. I mean, you get to play an NFL game. I mean, that's exciting every week, no matter if you're 22 years in the league or 1 year in the league. That doesn't change. So I mean, literally, just go out there and be excited, have fun, but understand the intent of the game. It's not like we're going to watch Tom play; we're going to win. And I think these players know that. And it's the start of the second quarter of the season. Obviously, got first quarter didn't go as we wanted it to, but we get to start over this quarter of the season, and it starts this week.
Jacoby, there was a play during the Colts game last week where Waddle was coming on a crossing route. It seemed like Parker was going a little bit long, and it seemed like both those guys were open, but you checked it down. What were some things that you saw in that play that led to the check down?
Uh, I mean, I possibly had a chance to do it, but they gave us the coverage that we didn't want on that play. So instead of just firing it in there, I'm sure you probably would like for me to do, uh, just taking a smart play. I mean, I know when you look back on it, it's like, all right, well, not taking down the field throws, but at some point you got to put the team first and not do that. I mean, obviously, there's certain times where you do it, and I think right now trying to learn that balance of when to obviously take those chances um, and then when to not. So I think that's a work in progress. I think it's something that we're able to like. You go out there and it looks like you're failing at it and not doing it right, and then you come back and you're like, hey, like what'd you see, like, and being able to have those conversations. And I think that's the good part of it is happening earlier in the season. And obviously you want to go out there and execute every play and do it right every time, but you won't And so coming back and watching it and just seeing like, hey, what do I think? What do I like internally think? Like if I could have made the throw or not, and not just doing it because everybody's saying we need to do it, you know?
Could
So-
playing up
so-
tempo, you think could playing up tempo early maybe help replicate the success you and Devontae and Gasecki and others have had late in the last couple of games? Could that be one avenue that might help, do you think?
We'll see. I mean, obviously we're trying to figure it out, and you know, we're obviously exploring every option. You know, and we're still getting better as a team, so it's not like we got to just change everything that we're doing just because things haven't gone our way. Like I said in the press conference after the game, we are getting better in situations. You know what I mean? Like pointing out the play to Devontae the week before, I missed him. This week I hit him 2 or 3 times on the exact same play, on the exact same throw. So, you know, it's slowly getting better. You know, I'm getting better in this offense. I'm learning the guys. I'm learning, you know, where my spots are on the field with these guys. So we are getting better. You know, you obviously wanted to go a little better, obviously, with the results of the game. But at some point, you surrender the result of the game for the greater good of getting better on each week, week in and week out. So, and I think that's what we're doing. And hopefully, you know, the results will start to come.
Jacoby, do you feel like that process of learning your guys, your teammates, do you feel like that's made you hesitant at all in the past few weeks to maybe not take the aggressive play and take that smart play?
No, I don't think that's been the case because, as you see, like the game before in Oakland game, I still did it. I mean, but we just didn't capitalize. And then obviously when we go back out there and we do hit it, now it's like, why haven't y'all been doing this? Well, we did. We just didn't hit it, you know. So I think we are taking our chances. I mean, obviously certain teams are seeing that we're trying to take chances and they present coverages that we can't just chuck it down the field. Yeah, I think we're gonna have more chances and whenever they appear, and you know, hopefully we're ready to hit them.
Jacoby, do you have a vision for what you want this offensive identity to be? Like what
A vision?
A vision, a goal, a idea.
I want to score every time we touch the ball. That's the vision.